Okay, so the first car I made for Alan Thornton Bright Futures Learning Center, it was in the old league I used to run, and the car we used in that league was a 2011, I believe, a 2011 Chevy Impala, and I was still pretty new to painting cars, as it's kind of hard to get into using a template from Photoshop to paint a race car. And if you look at it, you can definitely see, some of the colors kind of do like a weird transition. Like the base colors of the car was actually red, green, and white. And if you look at some of the stripe details, you'll see how some of the colors tried to still be red or green in that. Just basic rookie mistakes. The Goodyear logo, the outline was the wrong color, stuff like that. I got a lot of interesting conversations from the people in the league. Those like, how do you go from driving a black alcohol sponsored race car to a baby blue, white, and yellow, almost preschool looking car? Like, how does that even happen? And quite frankly, I still don't have a good answer to that. I just figured it's suited. It's not a bad looking car by any means. It's definitely different. I follow Dale Jr.'s motto: if you can make a car that looks good and you can point it out, like it's easy to spot in a pack, you succeed. And this car was definitely that. You saw this freaking light blue car coming, but yeah, unfortunately did not have the success I would like to have in this car. Funny enough, I actually haven't really driven this car in over a year now. So I don't really remember how this track drove in this car. So it's going to be maybe like a bicycle, I'll just remember it. But I remember correctly, the setup was always pretty freaking tight in these cars, especially in the league I was in at the time. Hear any like weird clicks? That's my shifter. Hear anything like that? That's my steering wheel. You might hear little bumps or whatever in it from force feedback telling me how the car is handling. The car is always talking. It just depends how good you are at listening to it. Scrub the tires. That cleans the tires off and puts heat in them. Makes them usually extra grippy. I think the good line around here was actually the top line. Maybe. I don't remember. It's been over a year since I've driven here in this car. No, in the Cup car, you can just hold it flat out, usually. Say green flag, roundabout, red marker, here. Okay, it's tight. Oh my lord. So that's a weird feeling. It's tight and it feels like the entire almost left front ceases existing. And the right front just plows in the corner. I think we're scraping or bottoming out awfully. Build up some air pressure so the tire kind of lift splitter off the ground. No, it does not. Smack the wall. And the car does not want to turn. That's usually about the luck I had in this car. Usually into the race in the wall or in a wreck in some shape, form, or fashion. It is pretty out here, though. I will say that. Clutched up. Might as well do a little burnout, I guess. Send this car off properly in the way I wish we could have done. Right onto the wall. There we go. Oh, we'll climb that high in a second here. Now this is always the fun part that you want to do in these cars when you're doing a burnout if you win a race. The donuts! Preferably not in the grass, because slinging dirt and mud is not that fun. But smoking on the asphalt, well, that's the beauty. Okay, I'm dizzy. I don't do many donuts anymore because I get dizzy. We're overheating. What I do now is a bit more mellow. And actually, sometimes it requires a bit more skill where you walk the car going any direction whilst you're got the rear tires just spinning like crazy. It's called walking it out. And the cup car got down to an art. Of course, it actually helps if your motor doesn't blow up. But, yeah, it's cooked. Alright.
So, interesting stuff happened right there. Oh, Trenton Steed, though, just lost connection. Up in and out of the top 3. Now the leaders will head to pit road, though. Unfortunately, that Trenton Steed. Once again, guys, going to cause race speed here. Go for it.
The Xfinity Camaro. I have mixed feelings on this car. First of all, it's my favorite paint scheme I made for it. I feel like it had a lot of extra detail in it. You know, it had the same front end, you know, as the Impala, but that was pretty much the only thing paint-wise that had similarities. You know, it had like a nice crazy decal stripe, spiky things, whatever on the sides. You know, I had fun making this car. Still kind of had a cold feet. You can still notice like the Goodyear logos on the fenders. You know, still wrong colors on that. Still the red, green, white blend on the striping. You know, still learning how to make and paint a race car. But one thing that I had going into the next year was if you look behind my name, we had a champion sticker on there. A fantastic 2018 season. Not for the Bright Futures car. Unfortunately, every race I ran, that car was freaking cursed. But the main Budweiser schemes I ran had a fantastic year in that. Came in with a championship in the old league. This car started off the season strong. Had a great momentum at the beginning of the season, but didn't end the way I wanted it to. And that's more or less how that season went in general. Did not end the way I wanted it to. Not at all. Overall, loved the car, hated the year. Oh, the Camaro. Or the Xfinity Camaro. This is another one. It's getting close to a year since I've driven this thing. This car, to me, is bittersweet. I love this remains to be my favorite paint job I made for Bright Futures, or now Teaching Academy. Thanks for switching the name on me. Anyways, this is my favorite car I made, but it also hurts on what it, I guess, represented. This car represented what was, in terms of racing, the worst half of a year I've ever been in. From getting wrecked intentionally, from dealing with all the crap that happened in that league, and this track in general, still, it still did not fare well to me. The Kansas curse did strike again, but with that said, still love this car. Now, I think this car, now once again, it's an old setup, and for whatever reason, old setups don't seem to work the best. I'm going to take it. I think the car actually handled good, but we're going to assume that it's going to bounce like crap off the splitter again. But with that said, ooh, it's free. Okay. Already making a little bit more progress. I do like my cars more on the loose side than in tight. God, what is the sway bar set to? Dear God, we're going leaning left and right. Dear Lord. I get the feeling this is going to spin out through the corner. It's not planted at all. This is complete opposite. We're not down on the splitter. We're off it. The rock handles much better. Tight on entry. Oh yeah, it's a lot more enjoyable. I can almost remember chasing down freaking Jeff in the 14 on the last couple laps. But alas, Candace curse still kicked in. What should I do for this one? I guess donuts. It does not want to turn. There we go. Oh, can't quite do it in third gear. Motor finally gave out. This one had a lot more reliability compared to the old Impala, but you know, never got to really put it to the test. Never got to win in this car. Oh well.
This is Jimmy John's freaky fast thing, and we got cars going around. Russell going around. The 37 goes around. The 80 or 50 goes around with them. Caution is out. We will go racing again, though, as we have a huge wreck. The 24 involved.
Take it, buddy, again.
You know, this car is interesting to me in a number of ways. One being, unfortunately, it's probably the final rendition of the car, being that I'm a senior. So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But other than that, this car was made more or less at, I guess, one of the most exhausted mentally points of the year, and the worst part is pretty much the beginning of the year, school-wise, after the drama and crapshoot that was the old league I was in. After dealing with that, I was pretty much tired. The cars I had made for the new league I was in was a lot more simple compared to the others, and this is no exception. Back to a more simplistic style, more of a throwback to the original car. Bring back the light blue in full force with white and yellow. That's just the basic scheme of the car. The decaling, you know, on the hood, it's basic and simple. Nice little, just the logo with the Bright Futures Learning Center on it. Just the overall feel of the car is a lot more simple and basic. Minus the rear end. The rear end, I finally added cacti or cactuses to the car. I kind of wanted to do that with the Xfinity car, but for whatever reason I forgot to. Then the names. Oh, Lord. Oh, good Lord. Help me fitting all of Shift C's names on the deck lid of the car. And not to mention, second semester, we had more of you come in. Which is fine, I know. It's fine. Unfortunately, I couldn't be bothered to add everyone else to the car because there was no more room on the trunk of the car. But yeah, this car is special because we all know what ended up happening in this car.
Trenton Steen still leading as pit stops have officially began. Samuel Garcia on pit road, Jeff Price on pit road, Andrew Beach now on pit road. You see the 88 coming in. Watch for Trenton Jacobs to hit pit road. With Jacob one lap down after that accident he just had. Here comes the 8. So we don't have a problem. He looks really good getting on pit road. Really nice. So the 2 car is probably going to try to stay out as long as he can. Oh, nope, he's going to go ahead and pit. So I'm wondering if they're actually on their fuel mileage. I wonder if that's it. Like, if that's the case, this is going to be very close. There's the 8 coming to a stop. Oh, no, he messed up. He's still backing up. Uh-oh. This is going to make it interesting. He's still there. I'll let you know the total time on pit road. Down and away. So Jeff Price actually had the fastest pit stop.
Alrighty.
It's moments like this that I wish there still wasn't PWCC.
Catch the pace car.
I just... This is one of those moments, Trent.
Yeah. I'm in this car.
Let that 70. Cowboy.
Is the green light?
White flag this time. White flag this time. It is open. You're correct. Just, you know.
No. No, it's not. Trent just won.
What?
Did I? Wow. Jeff didn't put in the green white checkered. Jeff didn't put it in. Trent, you just won.
No!
Yep. You did.
Oh
Trent,
my
you just
God.
did, baby.
Oh my God! Oh!
There's some love taps going on. That's gotta make the 8 very nervous though. Looks like guys going around, so the winner is going to be Trenton Steen. Picks up the win here from Rockingham. Thought we'd have a green light checker and we did not. So there's your winner. Got 126 laps here tonight at Rockingham. We're going to talk to him.
I think Route Futures Learning Center, Alan Thornton here, Technical Center, to give you guys from Alan Thornton watching, we did it! Yeah! Okay, now this car is something, best way I can describe this one, this is being back in the old office. This is my office. The Cup car. This is the replica of what the actual NASCAR Cup Series drivers run. It's the most up to date. In fact, they released a new version that changed the aero package on the front end, and the scheme's not as broken as some of the others are, but there's still some effects of it. But anyways, we're out of Kansas because Kansas still ticked me off this season. Anyways, but we're at Rockingham, North Carolina. This track is no longer ran in NASCAR. They stopped running it in 2009, but due to technology, it's as up to date as it can get. I mean, obviously there's cracks all in the surface, and everyone thought that this would just be the worst place to have a race, but in my eyes, for obvious reasons, it was great. Probably the happiest moments of my freaking life, getting a win in this freaking car, for one. Snapped what we thought was the Kansas curse, but no, the Kansas, the track, no, that curse still stands. The Bright Futures curse was lifted. I was finally to win a race in one of these cars, but without further ado, see if I remember how to drive here. It's been a long time. Oh yeah. Oh Lord. Oh God. Yep. This you don't get the line right. Oh, this place was unforgiving. we missed the line. Woo. That was almost bad. Alright, let's bring it down pit road before I completely trash the car. Oh, man. I just want to say, as we're going down pit road here, I forgot. This track was a workout. I remember just being drained after this race. But one thing that, obviously, I think I'm the only one in the class that does this just as a regular hobby. But sim racing, especially with if you got a good wheel with a force feedback, it can be an arm workout. If y'all saw, I think I already explained at the beginning of the video. This, where you see like me just kind of turn left and right, that's not me doing it on a whim. What a force feedback steering wheel does, it lets you feel how the car is reacting. Like if you hit a bump, the motor inside will kind of jerk the wheel, and it'll tell you, you know, depending on how the car is, if it's a tight setup, if the car is pushing through a corner, well, the wheel lets you feel that. Same if how it was back there. If I get loose, you feel it, and it's a loose car is an adrenaline dump. Because as you saw, sometimes no little correction of the wheel, you can keep it going. Other times you get them a slide where you're fighting the thing, you're holding on for dear life, and if you save the car, especially if you're real close to hitting the wall, it's a sense of just an utter accomplishment, because you know you came with a snap of totaling the car. With that said, if I remember correctly, what I did here was, I think there's an actual representation of Victory Lane out on the front stretch. I see it over there. Yep. And also, something else I was really special about this race, it was my mom's birthday. So it was awesome. 2 reasons, but this is a representation of what Victory Lane was. Now, I haven't done this yet. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Always remember to put your phone on silent before you try and record a video. Anyways, what I'm going to do here is just a standing burnout. And the way you do this, you gotta be really quick. You gotta clutch dump the car. But immediately after you get off the clutch pedal, you go to the brake and you hold it. And the car will stay in place. Now the car will jump around as just constantly wheel hopping, but it's a nice standing smoke show. That's what most people do. They try to do a burnout. Anyways, okay, well, the car won't go in gear. So when in gear, there we go. Cars hopping all around. In fact, I think we're slowly turning towards the right, so that's cool. I think I just lost in total, in real life, about over $1 million in engine destruction. That's video sim racing. Instead of costing me $1 million or more, I hit the reset button and I can go again. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed, and just want to say it's been an honor and a pleasure. Try not to cry. It's been a great 2 years. So stop saying that this one got cut short. It's been a pleasure and honor. flat-footed lollipop that decided to call me.